We are witnessing the rise of nationalism, protectionism, the pursuit of narrow interests, and the decline of common cause. This is the world that we, as South Africa, a developing economy, must now navigate. But we are not daunted to navigate our path through this world that constantly changes. We will not be deterred. We are, as South Africans, a resilient people, and we will not be bullied. We are concerned about the potential impact of the decision by the United States government to suspend some of its funding for HIV and TB programs in African countries for 90 days. Now, this funding that we get accounts for about 17% of our country's HIV spend. We have been able, over the years, to provide funding from our own resources, our own fiscus, for our HIV and TB programs. We are looking at various interventions to address the immediate needs and ensure the continuity of the essential services that we might lose if this funding does not come through. We will speak with one voice in defense of our national interests, our sovereignty, and our constitutional democracy. By standing true to our values, by harnessing our unique strengths and endowments, and by forging a common purpose, we can turn these trying circumstances to our advantage.
Hello, folks. This is Dr. Femi Adegbulu coming your way again on Point Blank. The program today is very important that I wish all my South African friends to listen very, very attentively. This is not the kind of program that you haven't watched at all. You start blaming me and raining abuses on me. I urge you, even though after watching this program, you have enough information, you'll be well informed about the program and you know how to channel your criticism of whatever I'm going to say on this program. But do not fail to watch it before you make your comment, because this is an all-important make or mar kind of, statements I'm going to make here and suggestions I'm going to give here. And the future of South Africa depends on it. Many of you blame me. Focus on Nigeria. Focus on Nigeria. Look, I have told you time without numbers on this program that as a Pan-Africanist, my interest does not lie with Nigeria alone, in as much as Nigeria is very, very vital in African affairs. That is, the direction of Nigeria goes a long way in determining the future of Africa. But I must sound this warning because it's very, very imperative now that I sound this warning. I see apartheid looming again. In fact, it's looming very, very large in South Africa. But before I go into that, you just listen to your president, President Ramaphosa, in his concern about what is happening around the globe now, particularly the tariff imposed on South Africa, imposed or about to be imposed on South Africa for certain, internal political dynamics happening in South Africa. You see, I'm not so worried about that. The reason why I'm not worried about that is that I believe South Africa has internal mechanism to tackle it. South Africa has internal resources to meet the challenges. Besides, South Africa has external resources. South Africa's partner, South Africa's alliance with the BRICS, organization, I'm sure definitely with that, South Africa needs not fear anything. I can give you that for free. South Africa needs not fear anything with the kind of internal resources it has, external resources by way of alliance and partnership. South Africa cannot be bullied. That's one. My major fear, the reason why I'm doing this video, is the fact that apartheid seems to be looming large. I see a resurgence of apartheid in South Africa. And it is only you, the South Africans, that can stop it. Right now, we have 4 major political parties in South Africa. We have the ANC, we have the DA, we have EFF, we have DK. These are major political parties that are in South Africa right now, all rivaling one another. In my previous video, where I sounded some warnings that South Africa ought to rally around somebody who can actually save them at this time and moment. Actually, I made mention of EFF, but many of you criticize me. You say, no, Julius Malema is not even known. Julius Malema is this, Julius Malema is that. In our comments, I also said that, yes, I agree with you. Much as I agree with you that Julius Malema has his own fault, I also made it known to you that there is no human being, more so politician, that does not have a fault. There is nobody that is symmetrically good, and there is nobody that is symmetrically bad. Everybody has his own, advantages and disadvantages. But the person most people see today who can actually liberate South Africa from oppression and marginalization is that man called Julius Malema. It's a personal opinion. You are free not to buy it. But what I'm saying here is that if South Africa is not united, if South Africa does not unite all the folks, all the political parties together, and in the coming election, vote for one political party and rally around that political party to make sure that you are not recolonized, the possibility of recolonization is very, very high. I say, God forbid that there should be a resurgence of apartheid in South Africa. And if you, by disunity or hating one person, and now you turn it towards the party that has oppressed you for hundreds of years, if you allow the party to win, well, I don't just know how these people will be, the kind of feeling they will have in their grave. The lives of Nelson Mandela, Winnie Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, Desmond Tutu, Steve Biko, Shaka the Zulu, Chris Hani. Then we have Johnny Clegg, the one that was popularly called the White Zulu. Helen Suzman, Oliver Tambo. We have Walter Sisulu. We have Maria Mekeba. We have Abad Lutule. Then Brenda Fassie. All these people will be turning in their graves. Should apartheid come to South Africa again? But how will it come? You ask me. This is simple. You say sometimes when analysts and those who can foresee, what is likely to happen intellectually. I'm not spiritually, I'm not a prophet, but you see, intellectual, they are prophetic in some of their pronouncement. Because we haven't studied history, we know that history does not repeat itself. We only have human beings who fail to learn history. That's why George Santayana has said that those who fail to learn history are doomed to relive it again. It is only your attitude, your behavior, that will let apartheid return to South Africa. Why do I say so? Now, your enemies have studied the disunity among you. They know the disunity. In fact, I know they're working hard to even work on those disunity in order to achieve their parochial goal. Now let me mention this particular individual, the factor of Elon Musk, the phenomenon of Elon Musk. You must not downplay it. Don't downplay it. You see, the number one problem you have right now is not the threat of sanction. No, it is the personality I just mentioned now. His interest in South Africa and the amount of money he can muster to change the political atmosphere in South Africa against your favor. By the time he spends the kind of money that can be a kind of game changer in all the political atmosphere in South Africa, you know what I'm talking about. Election is all about money. Election is all about money. And with money, you get the people. When you say democracy is about people, yeah, it is about people. But election, democracy or democratic election is about money. And with money, you get the people. So, if this man comes with his money, can you stand it? And we don't need to guess which party he belongs. We don't need to guess which party he will spend the money for. We don't need to guess. The facts are obvious. It is only you, I repeat again, only you South Africans that will use your hand to hand the political affairs of South Africa to the hegemon. Those who don't like you, those who enslaved you for hundreds of years, it is only you that will hand over South Africa to them again, and they are ready to take it. That's why they are busy making alliances in places that matter. And by the time the man comes with his money to spend in the right places, you just see that the political atmosphere is beginning to change. If you don't support EFF, you break away from it. We don't have majority in EFF. We don't have majority in ANC. We don't have majority in DK. Then DA is ready to absorb everything and be declared the political party that wins. So now, can you stand that? Can you stand a resurgence of apartheid? Can you stand a situation where the government of apartheid will return to South Africa again? Where are you going to hide if it comes? You may think, it's impossible. It's impossible. No, that cannot happen with our majority. I told you how money can change majority, can switch majority immediately. Money can do it in an election. I don't want to go into detail, but I think I've stayed around enough to know the power of money in an election. You don't need to take that chances. I'm calling for unity. You may say again that, no, what is wrong with this man with South Africa? Let it face Nigeria, but I'm warning. Because I can see the pendulum swinging. And the guy here who has aligned himself so successfully with the powers that be in America is ready to change the political equation anytime in South Africa. It is you. That's why I'm signing this note of warning. I'm not in South Africa, but I know what will likely happen. I'm not in South Africa to see what exactly is happening right now, but in these days and times, the world is a global village. Everything that is happening in every nook and cranny of the world is revealed to everybody. I know there is no unity among the political parties in South Africa. I am calling for unity so that what you don't think will happen will not happen. Because nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Write this down. Don't forget, Dr. Femi Adegbolu comes with peace. Comes in peace. Even though he comes hard in his presentation. But the truth is always very hard anyway. And that's why people say the truth is bitter. And I say it point blankly, without caring whose source is God. I urge those who will comment to think deeply before they comment. I know some will come abusing me, but watch this video to the end before you can know the kind of abuse you will pour at me. And at the end of the day, if you just end up abusing me without taking action on this video I'm doing now, without taking any concrete action that will frustrate the plan of those who are planning to recolonize you. If you don't take any action, maybe that time will come that you go and unearth this video to listen to him very well and say, that man said it. We turn deaf ear to him. How unfortunate. But I wouldn't advise you to wait till that time. No, I wouldn't want you to regret your action. Take action now. The time for urgency is now. Strike when the iron is hot. Enough, that is, a few words is enough for the wise. So the Englishman says. I remain Dr. Femi Adegbolu. I always come in peace. Remember, this is the only man who comes to the peace table with the weapon of mass destruction. The truth, which many people find difficult to embrace. I've said my own. If you are a newcomer to this platform, I urge you to subscribe and press the notification button too. Let this discussion continue. Let me know your view about this. Let me know what you feel about what is happening now or what will likely happen to South Africa should they fail to heed this voice of wisdom. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like and to share. Femi Adegbolu signs out. God bless.